3 years later, Ijigan Community School hadn't changed much. The gates were still squeaky, the corridors still dusty, and the chalkboard still faded. But something was different. A car pulled up. A woman stepped out in a navy blue blouse, heels, and a calm smile. It was Zainab Kareem, back where it all began. As she walked into the staff room, some teachers froze. Others whispered, "Is that Zainab? Could it be her?" The scars she left on the school weren't just physical, they were emotional. But she greeted everyone politely as if she'd never broken bones or chalkboards there. Then she saw him, Mr. Salami, now retired but visiting the school that day. The teacher she once humiliated and injured. Their eyes met. Zainab froze, unsure. He approached, slowly. Mr. Salami said softly to Zainab, "I heard you became a teacher. Never thought I'd say this, but I'm proud of you." During assembly, the principal announced, "Let's welcome our newest literature teacher, Miss Zainab Kareem." A wave of shock swept through the students. Some knew the legend. Others had only heard stories. But there she was, poised, confident, calm. Her first class was JSS 3A. As she walked in, the room silenced. She didn't shout. She didn't flex. She simply said, "I once sat in this room, in that corner seat. I was angry. I hurt people. I thought being feared meant being strong. I was wrong. But I'm here now, to help you write a better story than mine." But not everyone was impressed. A girl named Blessing, fiery, proud, defiant, rolled her eyes, threw paper balls, and disrupted class. It was like watching her younger self. Instead of punishment, Zainab called Blessing aside after class. "You don't have to fight to be seen. I see you already. Tell me what's hurting you. I'll listen." Blessing didn't reply, but she didn't throw another paper again. Over weeks, her class transformed. Students shared. They cried. They laughed. Zainab brought in spoken word, journals, and therapy sessions. It wasn't just literature. It was healing. One boy stood and said, "Miss Zainab, you made me believe again." Ijigun Community School invited the press. Zainab Kareem was honored with the Torch of Change Award by the state commissioner. The girl who once brought violence had become a builder of peace. And there he was, Farouk, now a certified guidance counselor. He didn't say much, just walked up to her and smiled. "You did it, Z." Zainab, with tears forming in her eyes, replied, "We did it." When pain becomes purpose, redemption becomes power. Zainab didn't just change her life, she changed a generation. And all it took was one second chance, and someone who believed she deserved it. Months after transforming her old school, Zainab's story caught the attention of a youth empowerment NGO called Rise Beyond Walls Initiative. She was invited to speak at their televised event, Voices of Change. The venue? Abuja Civic Hall, with millions of viewers watching nationwide. The moment she arrived in Abuja, she felt it. That strange silence when your spirit senses danger. Then she saw the event coordinator walking toward her in heels and a designer dress. It was her, Mimi Okonkwo. Zainab, whispering, murmured to herself, "No, not again." Mimi welcomed her like an old friend. Hugs, cameras, lights. But Zainab knew this wasn't kindness. It was strategy, and she was the bait. Mimi, smiling, said, "Let's show Nigeria how inspiring you are, or how fake you've always been." The next day, Zainab was handed a speech written by Mimi's media team. It painted her as a former delinquent, saved by grace. It exaggerated her crimes, made her pain into entertainment. Zainab, holding the written speech, read aloud, "A violent student who terrorized her school until she was punished into submission." She dropped the paper and said firmly, "No, this isn't my story." She had two choices: go live on TV and read Mimi's words, or speak from her truth and risk being cut off. Zainab chose her truth. Zainab walked to the podium as the host announced her. Mimi watched from the side, arms crossed. Millions tuned in. Her voice shook, but her message cut through like a blade. Zainab on stage continues, "I was angry, violent, lost, but I was also abandoned, unheard, and afraid. What saved me was not punishment. It was belief. Someone believed I could change. That's what every young person needs, not shame, but hope." Midway through, Mimi tried to pull the plug. She signaled the media crew to cut the feed, but the production manager, moved by Zainab's words, refused. Crew members whispering amongst themselves, "Let her finish. Nigeria needs to hear this." Zainab's speech trended within hours. Hashtags flooded social media. #, believe in Zainab, #, second chances. Parents cried, teachers cheered, even government officials called it the most honest youth speech in years. Mimi's plan backfired. A journalist exposed her attempts to manipulate youth narratives for clout. Her PR firm dropped her. The spotlight she loved turned into heat she couldn't escape. Zainab declined all fame offers. No movie deals, no influencer contracts. She started the Kareem Foundation for Troubled Teens, creating safe spaces across Nigerian schools. Her first guest speaker? Farouk Musa. They tried to use her past against her, but Zainab used her voice and rewrote the narrative. Her story reminds us the most dangerous person in the room is the one who has healed and refused to be broken again. Zainab was now a global name. She spoke at the Pan-African Youth Summit in Kenya, visited high schools in Ghana, and even addressed the UN Women's Forum in New York. Headlines called her Nigeria's Phoenix. But amidst the lights, there was a call she almost ignored. It was Rafiat Kareem, her mother. She'd been diagnosed with late-stage cervical cancer. She didn't beg. She simply said weakly to her mom when she made a phone call to her, "Mama Z," her mother replied, "no matter where you fly to, just promise me you'll land where your heart began." Zainab packed her things and left it all behind. Sponsorships, interviews, a TEDx invitation. She returned to Erunmu, walking into the same compound where years ago, screams filled the air. Now silence welcomed her. For 3 months, Zainab fed her mother, read poetry to her, and sang lullabies from her childhood. One night, Mama held her hand tightly and whispered, "I was broken too, Z. I didn't know how to love without hurting. But you changed that." And with one last breath, she smiled and she slept. The village gathered for Mama Rafiat's burial. Zainab didn't cry much. She stood tall, reading a poem she had written, titled "Forgiveness is a Mother Too." It made both elders and children weep. Zainab recited, "You didn't teach me with words, you taught me with wounds, and even your silence raised a voice inside me. Today I am not just your daughter, I am your healing, walking." After her mother's burial, Zainab didn't return to the world stage. Instead, she opened the Rafiat Center for Girls right in Erunmu. It offered education, therapy, shelter, and purpose for girls who had been through abuse, trauma, and abandonment. Years later, a grown woman walked into the center and said, "Miss Zainab, it's me, Blessing." The once angry girl from her literature class was now a youth advocate. She had come to volunteer. Zainab never became a celebrity, but in the eyes of the girls she saved, she was a legend. Not because she was perfect, but because she was proof. Proof that pain doesn't have the last word, that people can change, and that broken girls can grow into builders of empires. This is the story of Zainab, a girl once feared, a woman now followed, not for her strength alone, but for her softness too. Her rage wrote the first chapter, but her healing wrote the rest. If you believe in second chances, if you believe scars can become symbols of strength, this is for you. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this beautiful story, please drop a like on the video and leave a comment on your favorite part of the story, moral lessons, and so on your notification bell so that you can get notified anytime a new and interesting video is released. If you believe in second chances, if you believe scars can become symbols of strength, share this story. Let it reach someone who's still fighting their past. Subscribe to my channel, Folktales by Queen Mother, for more real African stories that inspire, transform, and live forever in your heart. Please be rest assured that if you support me by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, you will always stay motivated. It has not been easy getting here, but I really appreciate all of you who always watch my videos to the end. It's a lot of hard work, days of sleepless nights before one of these videos you watch on this channel is produced. I am counting on your support always to take this channel to the top. Thank you once again for your unwavering love and support. God bless you all.